guys, it's Kaylie, and no, I'm not peeling my face off. I'm doing a self-care day, and also, like, I'm not wearing any makeup. My face looks really shit right now, like I'm really breaking out and stuff, and I figured I'd do a sheet mask today, because why not? It's my self-care day. And also, it has the added bonus of, you know, kind of hiding my hideousness from the camera, even though I look even more horrifying with this on. Am I the only one who, like, is kind of horrified by sheet masks? Like, just looking at myself in the camera, I'm, like, pretty terrifying to myself right now. And whenever I see people using them in, like, videos and stuff, it just freaks me out, because it's like, it does look like your face is, like, peeling off. I don't know, maybe it's just me. And I know people are gonna ask, so here's what I'm using. It's a face mask from Patchology. It is called the Flash Mask 5-minute facial sheet. This is an Illuminate, which is supposed to brighten dull skin. And that's what the packaging looks like. But, yeah, I'm coming to you all glamorous, like, in my super glam bedroom, just to kind of do some real talk and talk about sort of a vlog, but also just some things that have been on my mind that I've been thinking about recently, like some real talk with you guys, with my spoopies. So for those who don't know, I've been kind of going through a rough transitional period for the past pretty much year. Me and my husband left our home in Michigan. We moved to North Carolina, where his mother and sister live, and we're currently living with his mother. We both have jobs now, and we're kind of just looking for a new place to live of our own so we can get established. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been really hard. I think I was super naive going into this, that I was just kind of caught in a rut in Michigan, and I was just really desperate for some kind of change, or to feel like I had power over my life and I could change things if I wanted to. And so I was just really desperate for change, and I really pushed for us to move. My husband was really uncertain about it. Obviously I was nervous too, but I really kind of pushed us to make the decision, and I really wanted it. I just wanted some kind of big change in my life, and I felt like this was my chance. And yeah, and there have definitely been times where I feel like I just totally screwed up and I made the wrong decision in Highweege, and I feel like I just ruined our lives by, like, wanting to, you know, give up our entire life and everything that we had established for 10 plus years living in Michigan, and, you know, move to a new state, and where we didn't have anything, and we were literally, like, just depending on the kindness of our relatives to get by. And yeah, so there have been times, especially recently, where I've been really struggling with depression and anxiety and stuff. And some of that has spilled over to my YouTube and my online presence and stuff, such as me not being as active, or me not being as open with what's, you know, going on in my personal life. You know, I've been really, like, kind of self-conscious and ashamed. Like, I didn't want you all to see the gorgeous, like, wood paneling palace that I'm staying in now. But I just kind of had this realization today of, you know, fuck it. Like, this is my life. This is what's real right now. And I'm just going to share it with you guys and be real, because I don't want to be a fake person. You know, I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. And it kind of made me realize how much that plays into my depression and mental health issues, especially recently. And I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. Like, ever since I've gotten on YouTube and I've been trying to be more of an online presence, an online personality, I want to be true to myself. I want to be who I am. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that, but it's also caused a lot of what I'm now realizing were like mental health issues, and it's kind of fed into my depression and stuff to a certain extent, because not because of trolls, like, you know, it's a sad fact of life. When you make yourself visible and do anything online, you're gonna get trolls, you're gonna get haters. I can live with that. I know who I am. No one's gonna tell me who I am. But rather, there's this whole really, like, especially on YouTube, especially on Instagram, there's this whole culture of materialism and conspicuous consumerism, and it really makes you feel like shit. It can make you feel suicidal. It can make you feel like you're a failure at life. I know it's definitely made me feel that way at times. And it's like this whole idea that if you're not super successful right now, if you're not making tons of money, if you can't buy like a lot of material goods that, you know, broadcast your status to everyone around you, then, you know, you're a fucking failure. And it's just not true. For instance, I know when I first started YouTube, I found other YouTubers who were kind of like they did different things, like different artists or, you know, beauty gurus, lifestyle vloggers, that kind of thing. And they had around the same subscribers I did early on, and I started following them. And over the years, months, whatever, I've seen their channels explode, and they've become really popular, and they're kind of like where I would want to be, I think. Where I think I want to be. Like, I wish someday I could get to 100,000 subscribers. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but that's like a little goal. And there are people who easily did that, like within a year of them starting their YouTube. And you know, part of me is a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie. And part of it makes me a little sad, because I see them going from making more like, I don't know, kind of genuine, heartfelt sort of videos to making videos that, and my cat's gonna try and knock my camera over now. But I see them going from making more heartfelt, kind of genuine videos to videos that do well on YouTube, you know, like challenge videos, or, you know, makeup review videos, or look at this high-end thing that I bought sort of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying those. I enjoy those. You know, I think we all do. But it's just kind of made me realize that it's hurting me mentally and I guess spiritually to some degree. Like, I feel like I'm a failure and I'm not doing well enough because I don't have all these nice material things. I don't have billions of followers because maybe I'm not pretty enough, maybe because I'm not showy enough, because I'm not, you know, a part of this clique or that clique online. I don't know. It's like made me doubt myself a lot, and it's made me question myself and feel like I'm not doing well enough, basically. And I know I'm not the only one. That's the reason I wanted to make this video, is because I know there's other people out there that feel like this too, where you see your favorites on Instagram and, you know, they post about traveling to exotic countries like all the time. That's something that's like a big source of like shame and pain and self-hatred for me, because like ever since I was a child, like my biggest dream was to be able to just like travel the world and see different places and absorb different cultures and stuff. And the farthest I've ever been out of you know, my country or where I live is Canada. I like went to Toronto one time, and that's like the most exotic traveling I've ever done. I've never even been to like the western part of the United States. And, you know, it kills me to see so many people like traveling all over the world, and it's just not a big deal to them, and a lot of people seem to hate it. And it's not that I'm jealous or that it makes me angry at them or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying it personally makes me feel bad, like I'm not successful, like I'm not doing enough, like these people are achieving my dreams, like they may not be their dreams, but you know, they're achieving what I wish I could have done when I was younger and had more freedom and whatever. Alright, I'm gonna have to take the sheet mask off. It is just bothering me too much. We're just gonna have to deal with the blotchy potato face. So much of my time recently has been about trying to make more money so I can buy more things, so I can, you know, post pictures of me doing things, engaging in things, using things, or like making videos of me doing those things so that I can feel like I'm improving my status somehow. And I know that that's a symptom of like being online and all the social media and shit I engage in now, because I never used to care about any of that stuff at all. I've never been a very materialistic person. Like growing up, I was so low maintenance. I was never a very materialistic kid or teenager or person. I was like actually really against all that stuff. And at my core, at my heart, I know I'm still that person. Like, my needs are very simple. It's like, yeah, I you know, just like anyone, I like nice things sometimes. I like my creature comforts. But, you know, I just, you know, just give me some place like comfortable to live that I can like customize to my own, you know, preference, my own aesthetic. Like, you know, to recoup and kind of like replenish myself, like give me somewhere where I can be near nature. Like being around nature is like very important to me. I'm realizing now that I'm here and living in a fairly sort of like urban, suburban like environment in Michigan, and then suddenly moving here where I'm just surrounded by really gorgeous nature pretty much everywhere I go, is making me realize how important that is to me and my well-being and my mental health. And anyway, I don't know if I'm making any sense or if I'm just rambling at this point, but I just wanted to let you guys know, like, don't get caught up in, you know, the materialism, the conspicuous consumerism and stuff that you see everywhere online, especially like on social media and things. I get caught up in it too, obviously, and I'm kind of realizing how much I've been caught up in it in recent months and how much it's contributed to my depression and mental health issues. And I didn't even mention it, but I did dye my hair recently. Obviously it's not purple anymore. That was a whole thing where I had a really bad night where my depression was just really awful, and I felt like a failure because I didn't have as prestigious a job as I felt like people in my life feel I should have. And like, I'm not working hard enough, I'm not doing enough, and I'm not successful enough, and like, I'm living with family, and I hate being dependent on other people, and it just culminated in like this really bad night, and I really, really wanted to self-harm. It was the first time in a really, really long time where I wanted to self-harm, and I tried to find some other constructive, different way to deal with my feelings, and so I ended up dyeing my hair to like this kind of really dark blackish brown. And I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. I don't know if it really helped me deal with things, but it kept me from self-harming in the moment, so hey, there's that. Yeah, basically I just want you guys to realize, in case anyone else is struggling with this stuff too, you're not alone, you're not weird, you're not a bad person for having these materialistic, you know, urges or being swayed by conspicuous consumerism. But I'm gonna try to be more conscious of it in the future and kind of stop myself from getting sucked into it, and I encourage you to do the same as well. And of course it's okay to like people who like represent this luxury lifestyle, and it's okay to like be into people who show that kind of stuff off. I love it as much as the next person, you know. I'm not really that into, you know, beauty gurus and like online personalities and stuff that are all about like just showing off, but you know, as much as the next person, I like to look at someone who's successful and has nice things and is living like a lifestyle that I kind of wish I would live, and look up to them and admire them, and, you know, aspire to do things that they do. But don't ever let it detract from you and what you have achieved. Think about, you know, I think all the time that I'm a failure and I haven't really achieved much in my life. But when I really think about it, the fact that I'm just still fucking alive and I'm still here and I'm still fighting and trying is a miracle. And it's something that is a big success for me, and I should be proud of, and I should give myself props for that. And maybe that's all you really have going for you too. And if so, you know, that is huge. That's a really big thing. And I'm so proud of you. And I want you to know that. Just genuinely, not trying to like, you know, spit out platitudes to make you feel warm and fuzzy. I'm genuinely, as from one human being who has suffered and gone through a lot of crap, and, you know, has contemplated suicide and felt like a failure and gone through a lot of crap in my life, to another human being who has suffered and gone through similar things and is just trying to survive. Like, I am so proud of you. And, you know, stick around, because life and experience are very transient. They don't stay the same. They're always changing. So yeah, even if you're at a low point right now, kind of like I am, things are bound to change. They're gonna get better. So I know, you know, again, it sounds like a platitude that everyone says, but, you know, it's a standby for a reason. If there's one thing life has taught me, it's that things don't stay the same. So, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, I hope this makes any kind of sense at all. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But I just had some stuff on my mind. I've been going through some stuff, obviously, and I just wanted to let you guys know about it. And like I said, I think I'm gonna try and be more conscious of letting materialism and consumerism and stuff into my head, and just trying to fight it, and just try to be more present in the moment and appreciate what I do have, because that's one thing I kind of learned like years ago. Again, I kind of let materialism and consumerism control me, and I was like super depressed. I was in this really, it was like the darkest time of my life, and the way I dealt with it was through consumerism and just shopping all the time and trying to fill the void with stuff. And at its heart, I feel like that's what a lot of consumerism is. It's a lot of people showing off and being like, oh, look how happy I am, look how successful I am, look how much stuff I have. You know, how could I not be happy? I have all this stuff. But at its core, I feel like you only really care about having all this stuff, and especially about making sure other people know you have stuff, if you have some kind of void within you that you're trying to fill. And we all have this void. It's just like a human thing, whether you try to fill it with like, you know, sex or food or things or drugs, or you can try to fill it with more constructive things like forming relationships with other people, forming community and things like that, and trying to be helpful to others. But again, I feel like I'm just kind of getting off on a tangent, rambling, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this now before it gets too long. And I hope I made some kind of point and connected to someone out there. Thank you so much for listening to me, guys. I really appreciate it. And as always, never forget that you are beautiful just the way you are, and to always be yourself. And I'll see you in my next video. Stay strong, guys.